Okay, college algebra, here we go with problem 12 on the review. It's another log problem, fourth in a row. I think there's 5 out of the 22 problems that are logarithmic or exponential in nature. So pretty good chunk, almost a quarter of the final is logs and exponents. So this is a little bit of the reverse of the last problem. Last problem we took a logarithmic expression, we expanded it into many logs. Here we're going to take 2 of the logs and we're going to contract them into 1. Because that's a technique for solving. What we want to do is we want to convert this into a single log. Once we have that in a single log, then we're going to convert it to its exponential form, and then we're going to solve it real quick. So here's what that looks like. I've got 2 logs, same base, both base 3, and we're just going to combine them. It's subtraction, so that means division. So we're going to have the log going to be x divided by 2x minus 1, and that equals 2. Okay, that's the conversion. That's how you apply that rule. Now we've got it into a single log, and what it's saying is this is what I get when I take a 3 and I raise it to the second power. So now I can get rid of the log altogether and say 3 squared is equal to x over 2x minus 1. We know 3 squared is 9. I'm going to treat this 9 like it's a fraction, like it's a 9 over 1. So mentally this is what I'm thinking. So if I take 9 times this denominator, this would be the extremes, 9 times the 2x minus 1, that needs to be equal to 1 times the x. So let's just go ahead and do that. 9 times 2x minus 1 is 18x minus 9. It's equal to x. I'm going to add the 9 to both sides. At the same time, I'm going to subtract this x. That gets me 17x equals 9. Finally, divide by 17, and I've got that. And boom, I've solved the problem. Now, you've taken the final, you've got a little extra time at the end, you want to make sure you got these answers right. Here's what you do. You go ahead and you just plug this number back in up here. You say, well, what is the log base 3 of 9/17 minus right, 2 times the 9/17 minus 1, and does that really equal 2? If it does, then you just got all these points, whatever they're worth. Okay, I would do this on a calculator. And to do that on a calculator, you need to change a base. So you would do the log, a common log. Oop, that's 9/17, not 9/71. I'm going to go ahead and do this. This is 18/17 minus 17/17, which is 1/17. So this is going to be the log 1/17 divided by the log of 3. And we're still wanting to know whether that's really 2 or not. To do this, I'm going to pull out the calculator. We'll see if we can get the calculator to be part of this. Here we go. So here we go. I'm going to take the log, and then I'm going to use my ABC button to do the 9/17. So I'm going to do 9 ABC 17. I'm going to close the parentheses. And then I'm going to divide that by the log of 3. I'm going to hit enter so I get an intermediate value. Okay, now I'm going to say I want to subtract, and I'm going to use an extra set of parentheses just to make sure. I'm going to use the log of 1 ABC 17 divided by, again, the log of 3. And I got to close off that extra parenthesis I put in there. And finally I'm going to hit enter, and I'm hoping a number 2 comes up. And yay, look at that. We got the number 2, which is what we were after. So yes. So yay. Yeah, whatever. And so you can check your answer and make sure you got it right. Just make sure you didn't make some kind of mechanical error. That's problem 12.